Okay, now that we've got the probable cause arrest affidavit, at least I have one of them so far. This is regarding those missing Kansas moms. So this is out of the state of Oklahoma, though. So this is from Texas County, Oklahoma. So it's going to start off with saying that this all started on Saturday, March 30th, 2024, when the Texas County Sheriff's Office requested the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, OSBI, investigative services to look into the suspicious disappearance of 27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jillian Kelly. So this is regarding the 4 people who were arrested for their disappearance and murder, unfortunately. Thus far, it seems as though TIFANY MACHEL, how do you pronounce that? MACHEL Adams is the ringleader. I can't believe she's younger than me. I'm amazed. Grace of God gives you favor and glory all over, huh? But whoa, this woman, she was born, of course, on Halloween. No shade to people who've been born on Halloween, but she was born October 1969. Okay, this is TIFANY MACHEL Adams. So she's, as I understand it, the grandmom. You know, some of these children here who were in the center of a custody battle. I'm digging in, I'm learning as you're learning. So this was filed April 12th. They just released it today, Monday, April 15th. So let's read through this. It's only 3 pages, but it should be chock full of information that people have been wanting to know. TIFANY, again, she's my age, so she's turning 55 this year, October 31st, 1969. Her height is 5 feet 7 inches tall. Her weight is 145 pounds. I won't read her social. I'm going to have to redact some of this. I think I see why they took it down. And she has an address in Keys, Oklahoma. So it starts off by saying Special Agent Jason Ott of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. He's been a law enforcement officer in the states of Kansas and Oklahoma for about 27 years. He served in the capacity of an investigator for over 20 years. He's read and prepared official investigative reports and statements of witnesses regarding the above-named defendant, so that's TIFANY, and from these statements and reports it appears as follows. So let's see what he has to say about Adams. So again, it was Saturday, March 30th, 2024, when the Texas County Sheriff's Office requested Oklahoma State Bureau OSBI investigative services with Butler, 27, she disappeared, Kelly, 39, she disappeared from rural Texas County after their vehicle was found abandoned near Highway 95 and Road L, south of Elkhart, Kansas. Butler and Kelly were traveling to Oklahoma from Hugoton, Kansas. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing anything. Interviews were conducted related to their disappearance, and it was discovered that Butler was in a problematic custody battle with TIFANY Adams for the custody of Butler's 2 children. So it was Butler's kids. I think TIFANY is the grandmom. The father of those children was Wrangler Rickman, Adams's son. So TIFANY's son, Wrangler Rickman, is the dad to these children, and TIFANY Adams is his mom. Okay, got it now. Butler's visitation with her children was court-ordered to be supervised every Saturday. Adams had a particular person she preferred to supervise those visitations, and that was Cheryl Brune. The court ordered Adams to pay Brune to supervise visits if that was who she wanted to be present. Otherwise, Butler was to choose and pay for the person to supervise. So Adams said Brune was unavailable to supervise the visitation on March 30th, 2024. So Butler was required to arrange the supervision with one of her 3 approved individuals. Butler contacted Kelly of Hugoton, Kansas, and planned to have her supervise the visit. So that's how Kelly got involved. Wow. Jillian. She's like the pastor's wife. It's so sad. So Butler told family members she was going to pick up her children from Adams at 10 a.m. basically at Four Corners, which is the intersection of Highway 95 and US 64 West, a location in Texas County, Oklahoma. Butler and Kelly left Hugoton, Kansas, and traveled to Highway 95 and Road L, about 5 miles north of Four Corners. So they were kind of intercepted early, I believe. Butler and Kelly arrived at that location at approximately 9:40 a.m. Butler planned to bring her daughter to a birthday party, but after they did not arrive, the family began looking for Butler. So they didn't make it there. They didn't make it to whatever birthday party they were attending. I don't know whose birthday it was. Melissa and Joe Padilla, who were Butler's family members, located Butler's abandoned vehicle just west of the intersection of Highway 95 and Road L. The Padillas then contacted law enforcement at 12:09, so it's 12:09 right after noon. Apparently it was 12:09 p.m. right after noon. An examination of the vehicle and area surrounding the vehicle found evidence of a severe injury. Blood was found on the roadway and edge of the roadway. Butler's glasses were also found in the roadway south of the vehicle near a broken hammer. So people are guessing that's likely the weapon used. A pistol magazine was found inside Kelly's purse at the scene, but no pistol was found. So Jillian had a pistol. I did hear that she had her license for concealed carry, so she had a magazine inside her purse, but they didn't find a pistol at the scene. Who took it? Was that also the weapon used? Adams told OSBI that on Friday night, March 29th, 2024, Rickman and Butler's children stayed the night with Barrett and Lacey Cook. Adams said she planned to pick them up that morning before visitation. Okay, so they stayed the night somewhere else. That Friday night, Adams planned to pick them up that morning before the visitation. Okay, so this is where people think the plan is in order. The kids were staying somewhere else. Tiffany is trying to say she planned to pick them up that morning before visitation. Adams said she called Butler at 9 a.m. to confirm the meeting, and Butler told Adams something came up and she was not going to make it. So, yeah, right. We know that Butler, who is Veronica, did not call Adams, didn't call Tiffany and say, oh, I'm not going to make it, Butler's phone records confirmed the call occurred. However, at the time of the call, Butler was in Hugoton, Kansas, in the process of picking up Kelly to go meet Adams. So yeah, she may have called her, but she didn't say what Tiffany is claiming she said. Because why else would she be in the process of, the pickup and the traveling and the meeting? Adams stated she was home all the time that Butler and Kelly went missing. Sure. Adams picked up the children before noon from the Cook's residence. OSBI interviewed Brune, and she said she was available to supervise the visit that day, but Adams told her to take a couple of weeks off from the visitation so Adams could question the children related to how Butler's approved visitation supervisors were. That doesn't seem right. Tiffany is telling Brune, oh, take a couple of weeks off from your supervising these visits duties, just so Tiffany could question Veronica. What kind of sense does that make? Just so Tiffany could question Veronica about how her approved visitation supervisors were? That's weird. Anyway, Butler and Kelly's phone records indicated their devices were actively sending signals to their carriers until approximately 9:42 a.m., after which the devices were no longer seen by the networks and stopped transmitting. Neither phone was found at the scene or within the vehicle, and they are currently missing. So this is before the women were found, obviously. Adams was the last known person to communicate with Butler and was scheduled to meet Butler and Kelly for a visitation at 10 a.m. on March 30th, 2024. Through the child custody case, recordings were obtained where Rickman discussed death threats by Adams and Adams's boyfriend, Tad CULLUM. Okay, this is where Tad comes in. The custody battle began in February of 2019 with many hearings and court appearances. On March 18th, 2024 and March 20th, 2024, motions were filed requesting extended visitation for Butler. So they filed motions really recently requesting that Veronica get extended visitations. So she wanted more, and this battle's been going on apparently for more than 5 years. Wow. A hearing was scheduled to occur, just in 2 days, on April 17th, 2024. So instead of that hearing, we look forward to their first appearance, because I just put that on my calendar. Yeah, Tiffany Adams, at least her first appearance is occurring on Wednesday, April 17th. I'm trying to dig through these court records. But anyway, a hearing on these child custody battle motions, that was scheduled to occur on April 17th, 2024. Instead, we've got a hearing for, Adams being charged with murder. Butler's attorney informed OSBI that Butler was likely to receive unsupervised visitation with her children at that hearing. So obviously that's what Tiffany wanted to prevent. She wanted to prevent Veronica from getting unsupervised visitation with her own children. What the heck? Why was this grandma so involved like this? At times, Adams refused to let Rickman have his children. What? She won't even let the dad have his children? Even though Rickman had legal custody of them. What? Law enforcement previously responded to a call for service. Yeah, because she has a long rap sheet. I can publish that too. Adams does. Law enforcement previously responded to a call for service where Adams refused to give Rickman his children. Reportedly, the officer told Rickman he believed the children were better off in Adams' care. So the officer told Rickman, the dad, that he believed the children were better off in Tiffany's care. What is happening here? Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that in mid to late February 2024, so just a couple of months ago, Rickman told her that they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control, that Adams knew the path the judge walked to work, and we will take out Veronica at drop-off. Oh my goodness, these people. Wait, okay. Rickman told his grandmother that his mom, Tiffany Adams, had this custody battle under control. They didn't have to worry about it much longer because Tiffany knew the path the judge walked to work. And quote, we will take out Veronica at drop-off. So is that a threat towards the judge and Veronica? Was the mom, unfortunately, who lost her life because of this mess. Rickman was confirmed to be in a rehab facility in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at the time of the disappearance. Okay, so Rickman, the dad, is off in rehab. Maybe that's why the cop said, yeah, they're not better off with you. They're better off with your mom, but that didn't turn out to be true. The children remain in the custody of Adams. Well, back then they did. Rickman denied having that conversation with Knox. So Rickman is calling his own grandma a liar. He's like, Grandma, I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about that. Ugh. Here we go. On April 1st, 2024, OSBI agents obtained a search warrant for Adams' cellular phone. OSBI agents performed an extraction on the device. Information gained from the device included web searches for taser pain level. Oh my goodness, this is what Tiffany is Googling. Taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cell phones, and how to get someone out of their house. This woman's a trip. On April 3rd, 2024, OSBI interviewed CW. I think this will be the hero. Yes, she's a 16-year-old. CW is the daughter of CORA TWOMBLY, that's one of the other arrestees, and Kobe White. Okay, CORA is married to Cole TWOMBLY. So Cole is another one who went down. He's part of the Oklahoma 4, CORA, Cole, Tiffany, and the other guy. What's the other guy's name? Tad. So we've got Tad, Tiffany, CORA, and Cole, the Oklahoma 4. This 16-year-old daughter of the Twomblys, I'll just say, CW is her name. She stated that she had overheard group conversations related to Butler not protecting her children from her brother, all in reference to some sex abuse allegation. Okay, so the 16-year-old girl overheard her mom and her stepdad, Cora and Cole, saying they were talking about Veronica supposedly not protecting her children from her own brother in reference to some abuse allegation. So we don't know if that's true or not. The 16-year-old CW advised that she was told by Cora that Adams, CULLUM, Cora, Cole, and Paul Grice were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelly. So who's this Paul Grice guy? He wasn't arrested. But we do see Cora, Cole, CULLUM, and Adams arrested. I don't know who this Paul Grice is. Will it turn into the Oklahoma 5 or will it stay the Oklahoma 4? So anyways, the 16-year-old CW stated that Adams had provided burner phones to use so they could communicate without using their personal devices. CW saw 2 burner phones charging on Cora's nightstand in her bedroom. So this 16-year-old, God bless her, she's a hero. She told the cops the truth, it seems, and she saw her mother had 2 burner phones charging on her nightstand. CW describes CORA, Cole, Adams, CULLUM, Paul Grice as being part of an anti-government group that had a religious affiliation. Through OSBI investigation, it was learned that they call their group God's Misfits. Regular meetings are held weekly at TWOMBLY's in the home of BERT and Lacey Cook. Oh, I hate when people put God's name into and Jesus' name into all this kind of mess. Just a horrible mess. God does not operate this way. Okay, so the 16-year-old CW was told on March 29th, 2024 that Cora and Cole would not be home in the morning when she woke up. So they're getting her ready. They knew what was going to happen the next day. And Cora and Cole were going to be on a mission, quote. When CW awoke at approximately 10 a.m., Cora and Cole were not home, but came home around noon, so they were done with their dastardly deed. CW knew that Cole and Cora took a blue and gray Chevy pickup owned by them and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint Twombly when they left and returned in the same vehicles. CW, oh, this is what people were talking about. The little girl, CW, was told to clean the interior of the Chevy pickup. They go off and do this horrible deed to these 2 women, whoever is responsible for doing it. And then they tell the little girl, CW, 16-year-old, to clean the interior of the Chevy pickup. CW asked Cora what had happened and was told that things did not go as planned, but that they would not have to worry about her butler again. Wow. So her own mom is telling the 16-year-old, the 16-year-old is asking, what happened, And Cora's like, oh, you don't have to worry about Veronica again. CW was told that Cora and Cole blocked the road to stop Butler and Kelly and divert them to where Adams, Cullum, and Grice were. What is up with this Paul Grice? Why don't you see his mugshot? CW asked about Kelly and why she had to die and was told by Cora that she wasn't innocent either, as she had supported Butler. Oh, that's so horrible. Jillian just goes along for a supervised visit because it's her role, and this woman, Cora, is saying, oh, she's not innocent either. She supported Veronica. CW asked Cora if their bodies were put in a well, and Cora replied something like that. So did they find them in the well? What's happening? Giving me kind of Chris Watts vibes, even though that's an oil tank. I know this is a well. I've heard all these horrible rumors about what they may have done, but I haven't repeated any of them. I was waiting for official info. CW also disclosed that other attempts to kill Butler occurred during February of 2024. So during February of 2024, Veronica had more threats on her life. So these threats on her life happened near Hugoton, Kansas, in which Adams, Cullum, Cole, Cora, and Grice once again went to Hugoton, but Butler did not leave her residence. So Veronica didn't leave her residence. This is consistent with the web search discovered on Tiffany's phone about how to get someone out of their house. So around that same time is when she was Googling, taser pain level, how you get someone out of their house. Oh, they were trying to lure her out, I guess. According to Cora, the plan was to throw an anvil through Butler's windshield while driving, making it look like an accident because anvils regularly fall off of work vehicles. Ugh, those horrible, heavy things. I can't help but think of that cartoon where he would always, the Roadrunner, he always had an anvil. But this is no joke because, oh my goodness, this woman's doing this in real life and taking away all these children of these 2 women have to live without their moms now. While in Carrick, Texas, interviewing CW and her brother, Cora and Cole arrived and tried to get access to CW and her brother. Wow, so Cora and Cole are trying to get access to the 16-year-old and her brother. Cora was verbally aggressive and was very upset with your affiant, I've heard it pronounced different ways. So CORA was verbally aggressive with the guy who wrote this that she was not granted access to CW and her brother. Thank gosh, she's going after the 16-year-old to probably say, don't you tell him anything. Thank God for this little girl. Cole exited the vehicle armed with a handgun and a holster on his belt. OSBI investigation showed that Adams' search for gun shops on her cell phone, a search of local gun shops, showed Tiffany buying 5 stun guns at the Big R store in Guymon, Oklahoma. The purchase was made on March 23rd, 2024. So Tiffany bought 5 stun guns at the Big R store in Guymon, Oklahoma. So no wonder she's Googling taser pain level. Oh my goodness, like what did they do with these moms? I hate to shudder to think. OSBI investigation shows that Tiffany purchased 3 prepaid cell phones from Walmart in Guymon, Oklahoma on February 13th, 2024. The phones were identified by these different numbers: 620 area code, 806 area codes. Search warrants for information related to location services and phone usage were completed for each device. It was learned that all 3 phones were at the area where Veronica's car was located and the last known location of Veronica and Jillian at the time of their disappearance. All 3 phones were powered on and accessed the cell network for the first time at or near CULLUM's residence at different times prior to March 30th, 2024. So we know who had these phones. On March 30th, 2024, the phone numbers, they have different 806 ones. Before Butler's and Kelly's disappearance were at the Twombly's residence prior to going to or near Cullum's residence. Butler and Kelly's disappearance at 10:05 and 10:16 a.m. Phone numbers 806 and 620 were in the area near Cullum's residence. After Butler and Kelly's disappearance on March 30th, 2024, between 10:16 a.m. and 10:35 hours, it was determined that phone numbers 620 and 806 were at a property owned by Jamie Beasley below a dam in the pasture where fresh dirt work was located by your affiant. Okay, so they found these burner phones on some property owned by some guy or woman, I don't know if that's a man or woman, below a dam in the pasture where fresh dirt work was located by this investigator. Concrete was moved from a location near Beasley's residence, approximately 150 to 200 yards below the dam, where it was discovered that a hole had been dug and filled back in and then covered with hay. The location where Butler and Kelly disappeared from and where Butler's vehicle was located is approximately 8.5 miles away from the location below the dam on the Beasley's property, giving drive time from the location of where Butler's vehicle was located to Beasley's property. Well within 34 minutes between the time of Butler Kelly's phone stopping transmission and prepaid phone numbers 620 and 806 arriving at the dam on Beasley's property. All prepaid phones stopped transmitting on the morning of March 30th, 2024 at locations near Twombly's residence and Beasley's property. The affiant is praying this court issues the warrant for arrest within the named defendant. That's what happened on Friday. Yes, people are like, why isn't Paul Grice arrested? I don't know. Maybe they've done their due diligence, and God bless that 16-year-old, though. I hope she's protected. And I just watched the presser. It was going in and out.
No? Oh. Do you? Is everybody ready?
Can you count to 10 real quick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
We're good to go.
All right, so I'm just going to kind of do a step-by-step process of how we're going to do this. Each agency is going to have an opportunity to talk. You guys will have an opportunity to ask questions. So again, my name is Hunter McKee, Hunter. I'm the Public Information Manager with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. We have the Director of the OSBI, Angela Spurlock, here, the Deputy Director of the OSBI, Stephen Carter. We also have representatives with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have the Texas County Sheriff, and we also have the District Attorney. So we are going to start with a few words from the Director of the OSBI, Angela Spurlock.
Good morning. I appreciate you all coming today. As Hunter said, my name is Angela Spurlock, the Director for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. As you all know, we have been working very diligently for the last 2 weeks to bring closure to the families. This has been challenging for everybody involved. This case did not end the way we had hoped. It has certainly been a tragedy for everybody involved. The mission of the OSBI, though, is to protect Oklahoma one partnership at a time, and certainly this case is an example of how those partnerships work and how it takes everybody coming together to bring resolution. And so while I am very grateful for all of my agents that have worked since the very beginning, 24 hours a day, to get us to the point we are today, we could not have reached where we're at without the partnerships of the Texas County Sheriff's Office, the District 1 District Attorney's Office, without our FBI partners, and without the assistance of the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol that could not be here. So our condolences go out to the family, and we will continue to update you as we continue to move this investigation forward. And I'm going to now turn it over to our FBI partners. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sonia Garcia. I am Acting Special Agent in Charge for the Oklahoma City Field Office, FBI. On behalf of the entire FBI, I want to express our sincerest condolences to the family and loved ones of Veronica and Jillian. The FBI was requested to assist on this matter on April 4th, and since then we've had a dedicated team of analysts, agents, evidence response, and tactical personnel working around the clock and alongside with OSBI and Texas County Sheriff's Office to bring the individuals responsible for this crime into custody and to provide a sense of closure to the families and to this community. Know that we are grieving with you today. We will continue to work with our partners and to be an advocate for Jillian and Veronica and to ensure that justice will be served. Thank you.
My name is Matt Boley. I am the Sheriff of Texas County, and I would also like to offer our condolences to the family. All right. My agency's role in this is that we received a call on March 30th of an abandoned vehicle missing, with persons missing from the vehicle. Deputies immediately responded to the area. When they arrived on scene, they found some things that just weren't adding up, so we established a crime scene and then notified the OSBI to have them come and assist us with this and to actually take lead on the case. All right. We established a search party made up of the Guyman Fire Department and several of the volunteer fire departments in the county, and we searched the area around the crime scene for about a mile in each direction. Once the OSBI arrived on the scene, they took the lead and got us to this point where we are today. I'd like to thank the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, especially the Northwest region. They were phenomenal in this. The Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, Guyman Fire Department, several Kansas agencies that assisted, local agencies here in Texas County that assisted, and I'm sure I've forgotten a few, but I'd like to just say thank you, even to the public. All right, there was a lot of questions from the public as was there any danger to the public, and I think from the get-go, once we arrived on scene, that and we gained a little bit of information that we felt this wasn't a random deal. All right, we felt that with some of the information coming in that it was more targeted, and we started to look in those areas that we were pointed to. Okay, thank you.
I'm George Harrison Leach III. I'm the District Attorney for District 1. I wanted to start to let you know that on Friday the informations were filed, and they were filed under seal. The reason they were filed under seal was to protect our law enforcement officers and to try to keep the children out of harm's way. We were successful. No shots were fired, and the children were kept out of harm's way. Our district judge issued an order this morning, and those files are now unsealed. So you can get the informations at the courthouse, you can get the affidavits at the courthouse, which will give you the facts that we were working off of. Additionally, I would like to begin by, this has been an amazing enterprise. I was reading on social media some of the stuff.
Possibly maybe see this in this case.
You would have to reach out to the district attorney's office. That'll be something that will be discussed further down the line.
DA Stewart alluded to a lot of people calling in with a lot of tips. Were there particular tips that broke this case?
We received several tips throughout this entire process. The public, I mean, I know that we had thanked that our local law enforcement agencies, what they were able to help us and throughout this search, but the people here throughout this area have done a tremendous job of reaching out to us. The original press release that we had put out on March 31st in regards to searching for these two women, we constantly received several tips and had used those throughout the entire 14-day process in order to find these two bodies, and then also discover and find those who were responsible for this crime.
So the reason foul play was suspected was because of evidence found in the car. Can you go into more detail now of what that evidence was?
We cannot still at this time. It is still an ongoing investigation, and that is for our investigative purposes. Again, we can say that the evidence that was discovered inside of that abandoned vehicle and around it, we're able to help our investigators determine that there was foul play involved, and then led to the progression of this investigation. What was in the vehicle around it, we cannot discuss.
It was quite a convoy in executing these 4 search warrants. Was there concern of resistance to arrest? How much concern was there over a possible gunfight? When
you are regarding arrests and multiple arrests in the magnitude that we have all discussed, there is always, there is always a cause of trying to protect the public as best you possibly can. We can say that all 4 of those arrests were made without incident, and so that, of course, went extremely well, and we are extremely grateful. Another agency that wasn't able to make it, that was a big part of that and helped us tremendously, was the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. So we want to thank them tremendously on that. But, I mean, again, there was concern, but we are extremely thankful that no one was hurt, no one was injured during this process.
Did any of the 4 suspects charged in the case tell law enforcement where to find them?
Say that one more time.
Did any of the 4 suspects charged in the case tell law enforcement where to find them?
No, we cannot discuss that at this time.
How early did you guys have suspects?
We can't discuss that at this time.
Are you able to go into further detail how you believe that this was targeted and not a random act?
Based on the evidence and the information we were able to obtain throughout the entire investigation, what was found inside of the vehicle, witnesses, family, friends of the victims that we were able to talk to throughout this entire process, we were able to gain the information to determine that that these 4 people were responsible for both of these women going missing.
Also, are you able to confirm if this was over a custody battle?
We cannot confirm that at this time.
What's the relationship, if any, between the suspects and Veronica and Julia?
Again, because it is still an ongoing investigation, we cannot discuss that.
We know that one arrest was in Texas County, the 3 others in Cimarron. Can you describe the arrest process? You said there was no resistance, but...
That's all we can really say at this time. And we can say that the 4 people that we were looking for were found, arrested, and placed into custody within the same day, and there was no resistance.
And obviously you can't talk about the evidence in this case, but is there significant physical evidence in this investigation?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Are you able to go into the condition of the bodies that were found?
No.
Is there a reason you guys were so tight-lipped right off the start? You said there wasn't a threat to the public when you guys were investigating, but still not a lot of information was released. Is there a reason for that?
There was not immediate threat to the public. Again, as the sheriff alluded, this was a targeted case. And when you ask about us not releasing a lot of information in that 2-week process, this is the way that our investigators work. This is what you have to do in order to get the job done. Everybody involved in order to catch those responsible and do everything in our power to find both of these people who went missing from the very beginning. So again, as we tried to do as the investigation progresses, we can release as much details as we possibly can. But again, the way that this process works is you can't give away as much as maybe you guys are asking for, because that's how we're able to catch these 4 suspects.
Did law enforcement speak with TIFANY Adams on March 30th?
I cannot confirm that.
Is the property where the bodies were found connected to the suspects at all?
I cannot confirm that.
Was Kelly a court-appointed supervisor for Butler's business with the children?
I can't go into that.
So I know the bodies haven't been identified, but you know, everyone expressed their condolences. Do you think there's any chance that Veronica and Jillian are still alive?
This time.
Have the suspects been cooperative and talkative, or have they provided any type of confessions?
We cannot release that at this time.
Have the families helped you guys during this process at all? Have you guys worked
Yes.
with them? What's that been like?
Families, friends, people that have known both of these women who went missing have been a tremendous help. Everybody that we have talked to has helped us tremendously in doing everything they can to give us the necessary information in order for us to try to track them down and find out what happened.
Where are the children?
We can't.
Will they face any federal charges?
We're not going to go into that right now.
So what next? Is there going to be further investigation?
Yes, the investigation continues. The next steps are when the identification of the 2 victims is made, we will let everyone know, and when the cause and manner of death is made by the medical examiner's office, we will let everyone know. Right?
Were the bodies together?
We cannot confirm that. Right now, there are no suspects at large. The public is not in danger. That's what's important to us. We are extremely grateful that we were able to locate and arrest the 4 people that we believe are responsible for this crime. As soon as the identification...
I think that's all I have for now. Thank God the cops really worked to get that much info, and we'll see what else we have released. That's at least Tiffany's probable cause affidavit. Now I want to look more into this cult or whatever the heck they were in. God's Misfits. It's horrible. There's a great rap song by Da Truth, Misfits. but it's just talking about how, yeah, Christians can be peculiar people, but I don't like it when people just try and throw, oh, you know, like, I don't know, like this Lori Vallow, like her little speech about Jesus knows me and loves me, forgives me, and when people throw God and Jesus's name in everything to try and excuse their behavior, as if God called them to perform these actions. I'm just glad what I got out of the presser, I believe, is that the children are safe. So, you know, there was a lot of information they couldn't tell us in the presser. So we don't have a confirmation of, you know, a cause of death, a manner of death. At one point, someone just broke down and said, are the children safe? You know, I understand they can't tell you a lot. It sounds like they said the children are safe. But according to People, you know, 4 arrested after bodies found in connection with this crime against Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. So we have all these arrests. People are talking about how old these people look. It happened in rural Texas County, Oklahoma. But this is why they don't want to say it, because they haven't officially identified the bodies of the women. So there are assumptions being made that, of course, these are the 2 bodies found, but we don't know where exactly Veronica and Jillian were found. So I'm sure they'll do another presser or something. They'll come up with information about, okay, if indeed we have confirmed, the medical examiner, once they confirm it is Veronica and Jillian, then we'll probably get more info about a cause of death, manner of death, and perhaps even more info. That's what we have now for the probable cause of Tiffany. I don't know where the others are, if there will be more arrests, and what's going on with the other guy. And so I think that's where we can end here, because that's all I can pretty much find, and I've been waiting just for official information, because I don't even want to say what I've heard about what has happened with these women. I will wait for official information. Daniel 2:44. In the days of those final 10 kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, nor will its sovereignty be left for another people, but it will crush and put an end to all these kingdoms, and it will stand forever. So that's one thing. I didn't watch church services at Jillian's church, or I heard they were singing and praying and grieving and everything. God help these women. Their souls, God bless their souls, the victims. They're so young, and God bless their loved ones, and especially bless their children left behind. Thank God for keeping the kids safe. Thank God these 4 are in jail. We'll keep following this case and many others to see what the heck is going on. Thank you for watching.